over the weekend, these people got in touch with us. There, first of all, we say hello, good morning to dog behaviourist Zoe Willingham, retired civil servant Emma Parsons, Emma Parsons-Reid, I think that is, and consumer blogger and puppy owner Jane Hawkes. Now, I want to go through the three of you and find out how many pets or what sort of pets you have. Zoe, first of all, tell me about how many pets are you responsible for?
Currently, I have over 100 animals in my care. I'm a rescuer and I take on and rehab animals, so ranging from dogs, cats, tortoises, birds, etc. So yeah, I've got lots under my care at the moment.
I dread to ask you about bills and things like that, but that's just cost. That is amazing. Emma, what about you?
Well, I've currently just got 2 cats, so yeah, I obviously had a third one, which I'll tell you about in a bit.
What do you mean?
But just the 2 cats at the moment.
Tell me, what happened to the third one?
My cat Phoebe last year, her eyes started to be pushed out, and
Oh, we'll try and sort out the connection. That looks like a beautiful rag doll or some sort of rag doll.
I think she'd like to tell us that Phoebe's passed away.
Yeah, Phoebe's got oral cancer, I think.
And then Emma, who does that leave us with? I'm not sure.
We've got Jane in the middle there.
Jane in the middle. Come on, Jane, tell us now how many pets you have.
I've got Barney, who's a Labradoodle, and he is almost 10, and I've got Bertie, who is 2.5, and he is a Labrador.
Okay, what's your experience, Jane? We'll begin with you. What's your experience with vets and Bertie and Barney?
Yeah, well, I've always been quite worried about vets' costs. They always kind of double check, think twice before I take them, just so it's not a wasted visit, because the consultation in itself is a considerable sum. And then as you've gone through some of the expenses that people are faced with once they do go, some things which are really, really overpriced, then I just want to make sure that I always dot the I's and cross the T's. And I took out insurance because I thought that it would be a good cost-effective way in the long term of making sure that they got the best of care. And it started off about £50 a month for both of them. It went up because I claimed on Barney's insurance and almost doubled. So now I've managed to get it back to the £50. But when he had cancer, he had an MCT a couple of years ago now, then those costs I was facing were towards £5 grand. So really, it was a drop in the ocean, worth every penny.
Gosh, yeah, but this is the thing. People are prepared to pay huge amounts.
Because I think we don't know, because it's not, you can look at one of your children and you can talk through an experience that you had yourself, and you can say, well, they've got a bit of a temperature, that will take 2 days.
Where does it hurt? And they can tell you.
Yeah, they can tell you, whereas your pet doesn't talk to you. So is that what you find? I mean, you've got so many to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I have to really think about when I do go to the vets, but I have to say I go to an independent vet, and I am very, very lucky with my vet in the fact that I trust them. Yes, it does cost me a lot of money, but I would do whatever it took to actually make sure my pets were okay. So yes, a vet bill can range anything from £100 to up to £8,000, depends on what's needed. But I accept I have to pay that.
You have quite a good knowledge of veterinary surgeries, don't you? Because you used to be a veterinary nurse, and Amy and I were just discussing earlier who's making money from all these big, what we're calling them, conglomerates. Is this the vets making money here? Because my experience of vets is that they're very hardworking, not necessarily paid what they perhaps deserve when you think the level of training and skill involved in being able to operate on anything from a hamster to a cow. Is it the vets that are pocketing this huge increase that we're seeing?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, ultimately, what we need to have a think about is I actually think vets are actually massively undercharging actually for what they actually do. Having worked on this side and having worked on a consumer side, they are massively undercharging. The skill and expertise that those people have, they don't just close the laptop and go home at the end of the day. They're still thinking about your pet. They're still thinking about the pet they've had to put to sleep. They've still had to help, they're not turning off. The one thing about our vets is I think they're massively undervalued because we have an NHS and everything's free to us. We don't understand the true cost of healthcare for our animals. That doesn't mean it makes it any easier.
Paracetamol's not the true cost. That's the thing, 38p paracetamol compared to £26. I see that you're nodding away there. I'm sorry we lost you. We've got you back, and you were about to tell us about Phoebe, your cat.
Yes, yeah, Phoebe, in a nutshell, it went on. I was back and forth to the vets. They wanted me to have expensive scans, and like a gut instinct with your children, you know something's not right. So I was crying by the end. She was practically dying, and they said, "Oh, well, we can do an operation on her, but we'll have to do some liver tests first. Then we'll have to do this." I took her to an independent vet. He took one look, showed me she was riddled with oral cancer, and it was pushing her eye out. And he put her down. He put her to sleep within 10 seconds. And my husband and I practically fell on him with gratitude because we've been through so much with her. She didn't deserve the last 9 days of the hell. She should have been put to sleep as soon as we took her, because the original vet would have seen that it was oral cancer. Because now I could diagnose oral cancer because I know what it looks like. It was a travesty of just trying to make money. It's profit before pets.
So what you were saying is that this other vet was looking, probably knew what the outcome was going to be, but was trying to make money by persuading you to do procedures that were hugely expensive because you would have done anything to keep little Phoebe with you.
And Jane, I'm sure that's the same
Of
with
course,
you. Jane, I'm sure that's the same with you, that you would do anything, and they know it. I mean, and Zoe was talking about, you know, how she doesn't believe vets overcharge, but somebody's overcharging, whether it's for the services required or the medication involved. Give us your views, Jane.
Yeah, well, they have really got you over barrel because kind of emotional blackmail, because you are willing to pay. You're desperate to find really the money to be able to cover those costs. And I do agree with Zoe in respect to, these are professionals. They've got a lot of expertise, and then they're going to take really good care of your pets. I think they have to value people in their role, but we have to make this affordable to all. And it is becoming vet care elite. It's becoming, as you said earlier, some kind of luxury, and it shouldn't be that way, and that's what we need to work on.
Guys, we've got to leave it there, but what the three of you have done is, I think a lot of people can identify with what you're saying, and they take your various arguments, and they will be getting in touch with us, and maybe we'll talk about this again next week, I think, because we've started something here. So thank you, the three of you, very much indeed. Emma, Jane and Zoe, thank you very much.
And a shout out, if you are a vet, we want to hear from you if we take this further. Let's hear what the vets have to say in all of this. Are they getting frustrated that they're being bought out by these conglomerates? Do they think that they're being unfairly sort of seen as these money-making schemers? Let us know your views. You're welcome.
I'm sure they're frustrated as they're lying on the beach with £1 million. I'm sure they're very frustrated.